In this cross position, how can we make this more advanced? Now, this may not come off live on camera or whatever it is, but we'll still talk it through if I mess up. I'm gonna now think of taking off and doing another double under in this cross position. A little bit more tricky. Let's give it a go. What's cracking, Jump Nation family? It's your boy here, Rushy S, aka the Jump Rope Coach. Welcome back to the home of jump rope fitness and lifestyle people. Today we have, of course, another fire jump rope tutorial for you. Now, if you saw my last video, peeps, we were talking about double under crossovers. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna share with you a few variations, maybe 3 or 4 different kind of transitions from how you can come out of a double under crossover into another move. Right now, this idea came to me because a lot of people kind of ask me, like, how do you build your combinations? How do you build kind of transitions or kind of come up with new patterns? And this video is hopefully going to just share with you or kind of give you an idea of how my mind works and how we can kind of build new combinations together. So we're going to get straight into it, people. Remember, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're the hottest fitness community growing across the world today, and we're backed up by the #1 jump ropes on the internet. Hands down, man. Use the links down below. Use Rush10 for 10% discount. We've got you geared up, all right? Now, if we're going to talk this through step by step, people, I want you to remember that if you don't know how to do a double under crossover, please go check my previous videos. I've got loads of step-by-step guides on this move. So this one is really for the kind of intermediates, or those of you who consider yourselves advanced, okay? So what I'm talking about here is, let's say you're at a point where you could do a double under crossover. You can maybe go back to a boxer step, or you might be at the point where you can string quite a few of them together, or you can maybe even kind of do a little double under after you finish the move. Now, the first kind of way that I'm going to kind of explain this to you is we want to take it really basic at first, okay? So you want to get complete control over the move. And what I tend to do is when I'm building a new combination is I want to make sure that I can slow my wrist down when I want, I can speed my wrists up when I want. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to make sure, if we're taking this step by step, is that we could do the move by itself, and then we can just go back to a basic bounce or a boxer step. So if you follow this through with me, we're going to make sure we could just do the under cross method here, and we can slow the wrist down, and we can go back to a boxer step or just a basic bounce, however you wish, all right? So what I'm feeling like here is when the rope goes underneath me, I take off, it goes underneath me, I cross. From this point on in this cross position, this is where we land. You want to be able to slow the wrist down, let the rope momentum take over, just give your time, or give your feet some time to catch up, to make sure you can then go back to the boxer step or the more chilled step, okay? So that's the first step. And then the next thing I'll be thinking about is, okay, how does this move actually look when I complete it? So that will give me then an idea of what I can do after. So what I mean by this is when we finish the move, we're finishing in this position. So for this under cross method, I'm gonna finish with my arms crossed, as in I'm gonna land, my arms are here. So what other things can we do? So we already explained, you can uncross the arms slowly, do a normal basic step. But I'd say, okay, the next thing is how can we kind of improve this? So maybe we can open up the arms and go straight into a running step. That could look like this. So it's just like that, okay? Now, we're just taking it step by step, but we're now kind of training the legs on what it needs to do. So when I land, I'm in this cross position, I have to open and start the run. So we're building in muscle memory slowly. So if you're hopefully following this along, you kind of get an idea of what we're trying to get to here. And we're really looking for really slick, effortless flows and form, okay? The next thing I'll be thinking about, what you guys can now build on, is you could potentially go to another double under. Now, this is the kind of more natural way of doing this move, or the ones that you see boxers doing, or on this channel, which is we complete the move. So remember, again, we finished in this cross position. We've landed. All we need to do now to get into the double under position is to take off, uncross the arms, and just back into the double flick for the double under. So here, and then we landed, and it's quick flicks for the double under. So what we need to get used to about here is, and what I like to think about is I'm really trying to land in the same position. It's not gonna make any sense if I get that first double under cross done, it's really messy, it's kind of shaky. You know, let's just say you're here and you're pretty much off balance. you know, I'm kind of exaggerating it, but you're moving to the side, you're shuffling, you can't then get the double under done properly. So you want to focus now on engaging the core. We get the double under done, and we're in the same position, we're ready to explode, landing on our balls with our feet, okay? So that's another cool little transition you can do. Again, if you've probably tried it before, you're probably thinking, all right, this is kind of easy. So let's try and step it up a bit, yeah? We're gonna do what I think is a little bit more difficult, is again, we land in this cross position. From here, a little thought that will come to my mind is, okay, I'm in this cross position, how can we make this more advanced? Now, this may not come off live on camera or whatever it is, but we'll still talk it through if I mess up. I'm gonna now think of taking off and doing another double under in this cross position. A little bit more tricky. Let's give it a go. Yeah, so that came off first time luckily, but what we're trying to do here now is we've landed, same principles as before. We're trying to stay in the same position. I know my arms are crossed. The main thing is now to stay crossed, keep these wrists firing. So you don't want to make sure, you don't want to kind of let these wrists break. Here, big tight hug. And now, what I think is the more harder point of this move is actually just getting a nice clean jump. I almost feel like I have to give it a little bend, forward bend, just to give myself enough room for my arms to cross. And then about my tension and my grip, we've already talked about so many times on this channel, but I'm really feeling super nice, light grip pressure. So when I'm in this cross position, I can let my arms flow. If they're too tight, everything gets a bit rigid and I can't generate speed. So that's another little thing I'm thinking about when I'm creating these transitions is how can I stay nice and loose? How can I keep it looking effortless? So here, and then we go like that. So it's actually feeling a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. I think that's, maybe I got warmed up from the previous video, but the point being is you just wanna feel loose, tension free, staying in the same position, balls of your feet, small things like this. And these are just kind of quick ideas, people. Like you can kind of go from, can even take it one step further. We know again, repeating myself a little bit here, but just to give you an understanding how my brain works. Like I said to you before, we finish in this cross position here. I've shown you double under from here. I've shown you the cross. We can maybe go and maybe do another double under, then into like a southpaw double under, which could allow us to release the arms, and then we can move into the southpaw double under. So it'll look like this, hopefully. Yeah, really nice and chilled. And what I know there is that I need the double under. I need to come out with the double under to release my arms so they're back to my side. And then that way I can then start firing these southpaws. So we're just trying to build these patterns. It's kind of, again, like I've said in the past, it's like building a musical score, or like a pattern. You're building these little patterns in your head. And if you try them long enough, or you practice them long enough, they will become second nature. Yeah, and then you can start to build on the pattern. And then for me, yeah, it's kind of like clockwork. So just a quick video, just giving you guys ideas on how you can, again, incorporate your double under crossovers, but also make them fun. You don't want to just always go at multiples, in my opinion, when you're just training. It's good, obviously, if you just want to get the heart rate up or whatever it is, but if you're trying to learn and trying to build your skills, incorporate your mind a lot more, build these patterns, give them a go, see what works, see what you can do from certain positions. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you can just go back to the drawing board, try different little combos and little bits and pieces. So hopefully that makes sense. Hit that subscribe button. There's loads more tutorials like this one. We'll be going back to some more beginner steps, but these ones are just for my OG peeps who have been around for a long time and know how to use this thing. So remember, hit the links down below, guys. Use Rush10 for 10% discount. And I'm also going to leave a link down below for our 6th birthday party here at Fly City on August the 12th. Starts from 1 p.m. It's free sign up. Bring your friends, family, kids, loved ones. Yeah, fun day, bit of music, bit of food, and good vibes as always. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next video. So take care of yourself, skip the treadmill, stay safe. Peace.
Was the knight in shining armor in your movie? Would put your lips on mine and love the aftertaste now.